now I'm okay to reveal some things that is probably going to shock some people. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part.
Angie Stone called out the music industry's darkest secrets. Weeks later, she was gone. Was it really just a coincidence? Diddy's empire is crumbling, and the truth behind his power is finally being exposed. For years, whispers about his influence, industry control, and hidden crimes have been dismissed as rumors. But now, with Angie Stone's suspicious death, Universal Music Group's UMG corruption, and new bombshell allegations, everything is falling into place. And just when you think this story couldn't get any worse, the truth takes an even darker turn. Angie Stone wasn't just another R&B singer. She was a pioneer, a trailblazer, and one of the most influential voices in music history. Her journey started in the early days of hip-hop, making history as part of The Sequence, the first all-female rap group. She transitioned into R&B, shaping the neo-soul movement and influencing stars like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and D'Angelo. But despite decades of work, Angie's story took a dark turn. Weeks before her sudden and suspicious death, she took to social media and exposed Universal Music Group, UMG, for withholding her royalties.
But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part.
According to Angie, she should have been financially secure, but instead, she was still forced to work at 63 because UMG had been stealing from her for years. Sound familiar? That's because this is an industry-wide pattern. Prince spent years fighting against major record labels for ownership of his music before mysteriously passing away. Michael Jackson called out Sony's corruption before he died under questionable circumstances. Aaron Carter was about to release information on Hollywood elites, and then he was found dead in his bathtub. And now, Angie Stone, who was ready to take legal action against UMG, was suddenly gone. Coincidence or another industry cover-up? Now, here's where things get even more suspicious. Diddy's long-standing relationship with UMG goes far beyond music deals. His label, Bad Boy Records, was under UMG's distribution for years, giving him access to the same power structures that Angie Stone was fighting against.
At the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I'm truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people I have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem?
But this isn't just about business. Jaguar Wright, an outspoken industry insider, has accused Diddy of being one of the most dangerous gatekeepers in the music industry. She claims he controls narratives, silences artists, and ensures that those who threaten the system are removed. Diddy has been accused of being linked to multiple artist deaths, including Biggie Smalls, Tupac Shakur, Kim Porter, Aaron Carter, even Whitney Houston. So, if UMG had a reason to eliminate Angie Stone to protect their financial empire, was Diddy involved in covering it up? Or worse, did he help orchestrate it? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger pattern. Biggie Smalls and Tupac both died under suspicious circumstances, with many alleging that Diddy played a role in the events leading up to their murders. Some believe that Diddy helped orchestrate the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, which ultimately led to their deaths. Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend and mother of his children, was reportedly working on a tell-all book exposing the industry's darkest secrets. She suddenly died from lobar pneumonia in 2018, but close insiders, including Al B. Shore, have suggested foul play. Aaron Carter, a former child star, had publicly accused Diddy of industry abuse before his sudden bathtub death in 2022. He claimed to have evidence that could expose Hollywood elites. Sound familiar? Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina Brown also died in bathtubs under mysterious circumstances. Prince, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston all spoke out against the industry before their deaths, raising questions about whether their passing was truly accidental. Even stranger, the truck driver responsible for the crash vanished immediately after the accident. According to reports, he quit his job and disappeared, refusing to answer calls. Where is he? Why isn't the mainstream media investigating him? The music industry has a long, dark history of eliminating those who expose its secrets. Was Angie just another casualty? If there's one person who knows how to control the industry, it's Clive Davis. He has been tied to multiple mysterious deaths, including Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown's family, and now Angie Stone. For decades, Diddy and Clive Davis have worked closely together, shaping the music industry and controlling its biggest stars. Clive helped launch Bad Boy Records and has been accused of manipulating artists and protecting the industry's darkest secrets. After Angie's death, Clive Davis sent his condolences. But where was he when she was fighting for her financial rights? Why wasn't he helping her while she was alive? And why does his name keep coming up every time an artist dies under suspicious circumstances? If Diddy is a longtime industry enforcer, did he play a behind-the-scenes role in making sure Angie was silenced? Angie Stone's car crush. Let's break this down logically. Angie Stone was on her way to a performance in Baltimore when her Sprinter van flipped 3 times and was struck by an 18-wheeler truck. She was the only fatality. Red flag 1. How did everyone else survive with minor injuries, but Angie didn't? Red flag 2. The truck driver responsible disappeared immediately after the accident. Red flag 3. Jaguar. Wright and other insiders believe the crash was staged. When artists become a threat, the industry knows exactly how to handle them. And if UMG wanted Angie Stone gone, a car accident would be the perfect cover-up.
They're pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
Jaguar Wright, who has spent years exposing industry secrets, didn't hold back when she heard about Angie Stone's death. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it, that wasn't her money, it was theirs. According to Jaguar, Angie Stone wasn't just another artist struggling for money. She was a threat. She was fighting for her royalties, exposing UMG, and preparing to take legal action. And then she was gone. Was this really just a tragic accident? Or was Angie Stone eliminated before she could expose the truth? At Angie Stone's memorial, Tyler Perry shocked the entire industry by demanding answers. Angie was in this business for over 40 years. Where's her money? He called out UMG and Clive Davis, questioning why a music legend was still struggling financially despite decades of hit making. The industry has a pattern. Profit off an artist's work, then make even more money after their death. And once again, the same powerful names keep getting richer, while the artists who built the industry keep disappearing.
But to think that this woman was in the business for all of these years, and there's a difference between performing because you want to and performing because you have to. All of those years, all of those songs, all of that money that was owed to her, where is it?
If you think Diddy's past is bad, his present is even worse. While Diddy's past has been riddled with allegations of industry control, financial corruption, and mysterious deaths, his current legal troubles are painting an even darker picture. The rap mogul is now facing serious federal charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering, and his closest allies are turning against him. One of the most shocking twists, Christina Coram, Diddy's longtime chief of staff, has been named in at least 3 lawsuits alongside him. Described as his right-hand woman, she allegedly played a key role in facilitating his darkest crimes. Some have even compared her to Ghislaine Maxwell, the infamous accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein. Court filings allege that Coram helped manage Diddy's secret world, ensuring his employees remained silent about his misconduct. Former Bad Boy producer Rodney Little Rod Jones claims she dismissed his complaints about Diddy groping him, saying, "Sean will be Sean." Other lawsuits accuse her of orchestrating drug distribution and keeping employees trapped in Diddy's world of abuse, fear, and secrecy. But it's not just Coram. Diddy's entire empire is crumbling. Major brands like Macy's have severed ties with him. Hulu canceled a reality series about his family. He stepped down as chairman of Revolt TV. His businesses, including Sean John and Empower Global, are distancing themselves. And the biggest blow? Diddy remains behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, denied bail as he awaits his May 2025 trial. He has pleaded not guilty, but with multiple witnesses, victims, and insiders now speaking out, his decades of power may finally be coming to an end. If Diddy was capable of these heinous crimes in the present day, it raises an even bigger question. How deep does his influence go? If Diddy's empire is finally collapsing, how many lives has it already buried? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't go anywhere. Watch the next video now for Jaguar Wright's exclusive revelation about the real cause of death.